All right. It's Thursday night. I'm wearing a Santa shirt because I'm making a Christmas cocktail video. I'm saying this to no one. That's okay. Some people watch it back. You're the real heroes. That's just for us. Anyone who's watching it back. No one else gets to see that. Just you and me. All right. Got to set up. Shoot this video. What am I doing? I'm doing that. And all right. This is the bits for my GoPro. And there we go, GoPro. Okie dokie. You know what? The fucking air conditioning on in here. I'm just gonna go and do that. Okay, all right, okay. I'm back. Get this over to the wind. Bring this over here. All right. This here. New. Pour this. Ooh, and do a thumbnail for it. But I'm gonna get rid of the frost on this ice. This way to do it is with a blowtorch. Forget who I learned that from. Maybe Vlad's Slick Bartender. Seems like the sort of thing he would teach. Okay. Turn on the light. Let's just get a bit of video of this pouring. Okay. That's that for new. Put that over there. Put this over here. And take a picture of this for a thumbnail. Alright. Let's do it. That'll do. All right. Let's Still no one in the chat, that's okay. Turn this around and we'll do some talkies about the eggy noggies. Turn this on. Just realize something, but it should be okay. In your image size, we want to go back to 4K. So just turn it on HD. Okay. Okay, and zoom it out. All right, well, that seems good. All right, if that doesn't matter. Oof. G'day, cocktail lovers. As we hit December, what do we see? We see supermarket eggnog. Now, if you've watched this channel at all, you'll know I make my own eggnog, which is very, very, very good, particularly if you age it. But honestly, I don't mind the supermarket eggnog. It's not terrible. You know, you can either have it just, non-alcoholic or add your booze to it. And that's pretty easy. But that's too easy for me because I've got a much better eggnog anyway. So you know what I use this for? I use this to keep me company while I store pee in bottles. Either that or I clarify the eggnog. Please don't panic. I actually clarified the eggnog. Please don't panic. I did actually clarify the eggnog. There may or may not be bottles of pee somewhere in my house, but that wasn't one of them, and that isn't what I'm drinking. I'm going to drink clarified eggnog. It's relatively simple to do. When I do a clarified cocktail, the ratio I use most often is about 4 parts of your cocktail to 1 part of the dairy side. Because this is eggnog and we want it to be all noggy, and that's traditionally a bit lower alcohol, I tend to do it in a 50-50 ratio. So I'll make up the cocktail however big the batch is going to be, and then I will get the same amount of eggnog. And that's how... A few tips when making the booze component for your clarified eggnog. The clarification process, besides stripping out a lot of the color, also strips out the harsher, stronger flavors. So you do actually benefit by using some quite strong, pronounced flavors. And also, because it's going to be diluted quite a bit, it wouldn't hurt to use some higher proof, maybe even cask strength alcohols in there. I like using a mix of rum, whiskey, and brandy. I forgot the third thing. I like using a mix of rum, whiskey, and brandy for the booze side of my eggnog. But like I said, when you're coming up with these extra flavors, don't be shy about putting something extra in. Maybe some chocolate liqueur, maybe some allspice dram. Just get some of those bright, strong, bold flavors in there, and they'll still be there in the eggnog, but they'll be lightened up, and you can get some very interesting effects. The short version of the process, here's the short version of how to make clarified eggnog. You have your eggnog in one container and you have your booze mix in the other. Like I said, I'm making this 50-50. So I add the booze. The one element you need to add to your eggnog that you wouldn't normally is something acidic. Easiest is citrus juice. Now, I tend to use orange juice for two reasons. One, I tend to have oranges around because I'm peeling them for garnishes for old fashions mostly. And then I'm doing, there's a peeled orange. What do? I'll juice it. Sometimes I drink the orange juice. Sometimes I use it to make a clarified cocktail. There's two benefits to using it in this eggnog. One, I use up the orange. Two, the orange juice, while being acidic enough to do the curdling, is a softer flavor than lemon or lime juice. So I had about 500 mils of the store-bought eggnog and about 500 mils of my cocktail mix, and I added the cocktail mix to the eggnog, giving it a gentle stir. Now it tends to I had about 500 mils of the store-bought eggnog and about 500 mils of my cocktail mix, including the orange juice. And so I add the cocktail mix to the eggnog, giving it a gentle stir so it mixes through. It does tend to curdle quite quickly, which is great, but you can leave it anywhere from half an hour to a couple of hours, depending on how the curdling's going. When you see the separation, you want to pour that through a coffee filter or something similar and let it pour through. Now, what actually does the clarifying is not the filter. That's just holding the curds in place. The curds do the clarifying. So until the curds settle, the liquid that goes through will be a bit cloudy. So you need to let it run through for a while, and then you take that first lot and pour it back through again. Depending on the size of your batch, this can take quite a while. So get this ready ahead of time. Don't do it last minute. When you have patiently collected your clarified eggnog, all that's left to do is pour it into a glass and enjoy, preferably over some sexy clear ice. That way you're showing off both the clarified eggnog and the clear ice. I definitely recommend checking out my aged eggnog recipe if you haven't already. When I say mine, it's essentially Alton Brown's aged eggnog recipe with a few tweaks I do. But if you don't have that, then have this or have them both. I mean, if this has got to impress your guests, right? If they've never seen a clarified eggnog before. And when you give it a taste, it still has that eggnog richness. It's not as thick as an eggnog would be, but it's got a silkier mouthfeel than an average cocktail would have. And you can just tweak this to your particular flavors. Maybe you like coffee, put a coffee liqueur or actual coffee in here. I don't really think you need sweetener because most store-bought eggnog is very sweet, but you can do that according to your taste. And, experiment, have some fun, and have something a bit different this festive season. Some clarified eggnog. Just make everyone amazed at how creative and clever you are. And it tastes great and is really going to get a party going, depending how boozy you make it as well. But drink responsibly, and no matter how annoying family or friends you're around might be, don't overdo it because you'll always regret it. Maybe it's time to do a Bloody Mary recipe for recovery day as well. Let's see if I do that. I'm just going to enjoy my clarified eggnog because it looks cool and it tastes great, and I think you'll enjoy it too. Hope to see you again sometime soon. Look after yourself wherever you are, whatever you're celebrating or not celebrating, whatever time of year you happen to see this video. I hope you're looking after yourself, and I do hope to see you again soon. Until I do, I'll say cheers. Damn, this is yummy. There's still no one in chat. Am I broken? This is weird. Well, I guess I'll make Hey Aaron, you're there. Thanks for saying hello. Just no one was saying anything. Oh, there are actually a few people watching. I was too far away to see the viewer count on the various platforms. Actually, there's someone across all the platforms. Aaron on Facebook, and there's apparently people watching on Twitch and on YouTube. So there you go. Oh, I didn't garnish this for the video because I wanted it to just be plain, but I'm going to garnish it now. Some orange peel. Oh my God, what the fuck is going on with this orange and this peeler? What the fuck was that? My God. You're wondering what you stumbled into. Is a delicious clarified eggnog. Musical Aviator. Melting and eating Zupa Dupas. Oh, I never have Zupa Dupas frozen solid. They've always got to be at least a bit melted. Okay, that kind of peeled like I'd expect it to. Has this thing gone really blunt? I bought a new one of these, a cheese slicer, because I heard they were good for peeling citrus for cocktails. And it's like it's too sharp. It's quite freaky to use. That's a bit better. Maybe that was just a weird bit of the... Oh, God knows. God knows. Why does anything happen? Ever. Honestly. And cherry. So I made quite a lot of my clarified eggnog. Filled a 750ml bottle right to the top. But it's good stuff. That's funny. In the ice, it just looks completely clear. It's an illusion caused by the clear ice. It's got a distinct yellow color, so I couldn't resist making jokes about bottles of pee. Oh man, that's actually really good. I'm glad I didn't use sugar syrup in it. I didn't think it'd need sugar syrup. And it doesn't, because the store-bought eggnog is quite sweet. So not looking forward to tomorrow's 34. You have LARP duties driving your team leader home because Carsbury. Yeah, we are getting a couple of hot days. I think they actually revised it up from last time I looked. What are they saying now? Oh, wow. I just picked up the phone in time to get the new foods notification. Okay. Yep, 34, then 36 on Saturday. Fuck me. And then maybe a lot of rain on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. Oh, that ought to make it really humid and gross. That'll be fun. Nothing quite like fun of humid days. Still in the 30s where you are. It never got that hot today here. Got to about, I don't know, 28, 29. What is it now? I wasn't even looking. Yeah, it's only about 20 now. Didn't get that hot, like 28, maybe 29 today. Couple of nasty days ahead of us, though. Oh, wow. All right, whenever I try something new that's really yummy, I feel compelled almost every time I have a sip to go, man, that is nice. Because it is. That is really nice. I knew it would be because I made it last year and it was really yummy last year. Oh my God, that is super fucking yummy though. Holy shit, Aaron, you got to 36. 36 tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah, we like 29, 34, and 36. So music gave it a Marla concert on Saturday. Weather's making you sad already. Wet gross day for matinee next day. Yeah, honestly, I am planning to go out on Saturday night, but the temperature should be dropping by the time I go out. Still be pretty darn warm, but not as hot as it is during the day. Look, it's surfing Santa. Should I do up the top? That looks weird if I do it. Okay, I think it looks weird if I do up the top button. Hey, Safa, you're getting 37 on Sunday. We're getting a change by Sunday. That look weird with the top button done up. Then you can see more clearly it's surfing Santa. And he's surfing on a martini, a dirty martini, a dirty frozen martini. Suzumi's Cave, got to consider putting the trumpet in the front seat with the aircon. Already know that. Oh, yeah, definitely. I could imagine it going out of tune from heat. Definitely. Yeah, it does. It looks like stereotypical nerd stuff with the top button done up, doesn't it? And everyone knows I'm not nerdy. Oh. Now, what the flip is going on with this orange? Can I do it with a knife? Skilled people can peel a garnish with a knife. Am I skilled? Spoiler alert, I already know the answer. No, I'm not. Oop, I did way too much and exposed the orange. I thought that was happening, actually. Okay, I definitely have to trim some of that off. That's way too much. Too much extra. Like all those girlies, I'm extra. That is too extra. Well, I answered that question for myself. Can I peel my garnish with a knife? No, I am not very good at it. Dang-a-lang. All right, I'm going to keep that. Freaking Egypt. I'm such an Egypt. No rain today. You got something this afternoon? A little bit overcast in the morning, but never really looked like rain. Fuck's sake. I'm having so much trouble just getting a garnish. What are we doing here? Honestly, I'm going to trim the edge off this. That's okay. That's okay. I'll use that for a video. And you'd kill for a coconut margarita at the moment. Made a big batch for Christmas last year, making them for a month afterwards. Been to a couple places that do really good coconut margaritas, actually. There's a couple ways to do it. You can, of course, you get coconut-infused tequila, which is the easy way to do it. Yeah, there's a few ways to get the coconut flavor into the margarita, but it's pretty yummy. I think the easiest is you get the coconut infused tequila. That's pretty yummy. Trying to think. Actually, I'm going to look up a few recipes and see how different people say to do it. Okay. Interesting. None of the good cocktail sites. Oh, wow. BWS bottle shops have their own recipe. How do they say to do it? Do this later. Yeah, they say use. Oh wow. Okay, that would not really be a margarita. They say to use coconut tequila and coconut cream. Damn, that's just going to be like a dessert. I don't. Yeah, no. I'm going to say no. Okay, I'll be fussy and actually go to a specific site. Difford's Guide, and I'm sure they have a recipe for a coconut margarita. No? Okay. Maybe liquor.com. Do they have a coconut margarita? How to use alternative syrups. The other thing is because you use a syrup in a margarita. All these variants of margarita. There's a lot of margarita variants on here. What do they say is a base recipe? Tequila, orange liqueur, lime juice, and agave. Yeah, so instead of agave, you could use cream of coconut, the Coco Lopez stuff. Ah, yes, but making your own cream of coconut is better than a store-bought. Ooh, and shaved ice. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. That sounds really good. Safa, I made mac and cheese. Base was frozen mac and cheese, but I cooked extra stuff. So you had a shaved ice machine, mix some silver tequila. Oh, I already put that. I thought that was a new comment. But that really does sound good. Cream of coconut instead of the agave thing. Okay, so where are we? I'm going to make one more video. Another Christmas themed video because I'm wearing a Christmas shirt. It's going to be a Christmas old fashioned. Oh, yum. Oh my God. Okay, that shit is good. You had Aldi mac and cheese. Nice. Mine was light and easy. I cooked up some onion and mushroom, mixed that with the mac and cheese, and put bacon and more cheese on the top. Fucking yum. Actually made enough to have 2 dinners. So, all right. So my Christmas old fashioned. I got to get ready now. Okay. All the Christmas stuff. Oh shiz! I forgot to get ice for mixing a cocktail in. Ugh. All right. So I will just have to go and get some ice. Hey Pat, how you doing? Okay, so for this we want Christmas brandy, Christmas gin, and where's the panettone? Where'd I put it? Go on. Is that panettone? No, that's Nova. Fuck, it's the panettone. What have I done with it? Foolish man. How'd you lose track of the panettone? Potatoes cast, Nova, Chief's Son. Jeez, fuck ton of fucking whiskey in here. Nova. Blasphemy. Okay, I've clearly gone potty and I can't find it. Looking in the mysterious cupboard of mystery, which is where it should be. And I would have thought it'd be in the front, staring me in the face. And it appears not to be. It's not here, is it? I didn't empty something and put it here. Solera. Wait, what the fuck is this? Panettone. I didn't put it there. Okay. Okay. Panettone. Christmas. Okay, put these out of the way because I don't want them in shock for this. And okay, we want the various bitters: orange, black walnut, and cranberry. Alrighty, now, okay, I've got to disappear momentarily. Get some ice for the stirring of this drink. Could just make it in the glass, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get. Okay. That's probably next Thursday. Probably. Alright, got me some ice. Ice, baby. Alright. So first, we will make it, and then we will talk it. Okay. Fun noises. Make different noises when I get the stock out. And all right, that's ready. Let's do this. Brandy, gin. Cranberry. Okay. Got too much ice, that's okay. I put all the lids back on because I could just see me having a little disaster and knocking these over. Okay, time to stir. Do this for about 20 seconds. Got a handy timer to tell me how long I've been doing it. All right, that is the cocktail I made. We take a little photo for the thumbnail. All right, that's all ready. Now we do the talking bit. Okie dokie. Greg, you're in Hong Kong. I've been seeing your photos. I didn't know you're still there. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's do this. That's ready. G'day, cocktail lovers. My all-time favorite cocktail is the old-fashioned, or variants of an old-fashioned. And I thought, why not make a Christmas-themed old-fashioned, which is what I have here. And I'm just going to get a little taste of the Christmas cheer. That's really good. Now, I have to admit, I'm being a little naughty because I can say with quite a high degree of confidence, you're not going to have the ingredients I used to make this. I didn't make a cocktail with hard to get local ingredients to be mean. I'm hoping to inspire you. There are 3 different spirits in this old fashioned, and they're Christmas themed, or they've got Christmas flavors associated with Christmas. And what I'm betting is somewhere near you, there'll be independent bottlers, distillers who are making really good stuff, and you should go and seek it out. Or you might just get some novelty stuff from a bottle shop as well. I don't know how confusing that is to people around the world when I refer to a bottle shop. A liquor store, a place where you buy alcohol. What's the cow going past? All of the spirits in this old fashioned are made at distilleries within about 1.5 hours drive of where I live. This one is a brandy. It's made every Christmas by the Bass and Flinders distillery, and that's out along what we call the Mornington Peninsula here in Melbourne. And they mainly make gins, they make brandies, and they just make this at Christmas, and it's really good. They've basically included all those great Christmas flavors in the distillation, and I tend to buy 2 bottles of this at Christmas because it's so yummy and you can only get it there, and that tends to last me until the next Christmas. There's also a Christmas gin. This is from the Four Pillars Distillery. They release a Christmas gin every year. This is actually from 2 years ago. This is the 2022 Christmas gin. They also work with an artist to get a unique label for it every year. They literally make this, when they're distilling the gin, they have Christmas pud, their mum's recipe, in the distilling process. And you see, it's a very deeply coloured gin. It's not a clear gin at all. And it's really tasty on its own, but it's working well with the others. The third spirit is my most recent acquisition from the Starward Distillery. They call it Panettone. Now, this is their twofold whiskey. That's essentially their entry-level whiskey, and it's normally aged in red wine barrels. In this case, they've finished it in export barrels. Well, it's Australian, so we call it Apera in Australia because of European naming laws. But so to translate for the rest of the world, this was aged in export barrels. And they decided this has the flavors of the Italian dessert panettone. That might be influenced by the founder, David Vitale at Starward, is of Italian descent. But yeah, panettone, the Italian Christmas cake. So 3 very Christmassy spirits in there. Even the sugar syrup I'm using is Christmassy. This is my special spiced apple brown sugar syrup. I've got videos showing how to make it. In essence, slice up an apple or 2, cover it in brown sugar. The brown sugar will liquefy. Then you toast some cooking spices in a saucepan. And that's whatever you have. And I use, listen, yes, cinnamon, nutmeg, star anise, cloves, allspice. But use whatever Christmas cooking spices you have. Get them toasted so the flavors are coming out, and then add the syrup to it. Simmer it, maybe add a bit of water, and then simmer it for a while, and then strain it out, and you get this fantastic brown sugar syrup that has those great cooking spice flavors in it. I even went a bit extra on the bitters. Rather than just using Angostura or other aromatic bitters, I've got 1 dash each of orange bitters, cranberry bitters, and black walnut bitters. This is seriously fairly extra for an old-fashioned, which is traditionally a pretty simple cocktail. Those are all the ingredients. I don't regret being extra for a second because this tastes really good. And you even get the aromas coming up off it when you bring it up to drink. It's really good. I thoroughly recommend you try making something similar. Here's how I made it. In a mixing glass, put 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of your sugar syrup. Then 3/4 ounce or 22.5 mils of whiskey. In a mixing glass, put 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of your sugar syrup. Then 3/4 ounce or 22.5 mils of your brandy. Follow that with 3/4 ounce or 22.5 mils of your gin. and then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of the whiskey. Then I'm doing 1 dash of orange bitters, 1 dash of cranberry bitters, and 1 dash of black walnut bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a rocks glass of a big chunk of sexy clear ice and using my favorite old-fashioned garnishes, a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. For me, it's always a good time to have an old-fashioned, and it's a lot of fun to experiment with. This one has a lot of the flavors associated with traditional European Christmas, which is kind of what we get brought up on here in Australia. We're a bit more multicultural now than when I was a kid. We all pretended we were from England when I was a kid. And so in the middle of summer, like when it's 40 Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit, we'd be having hot food and stuff that's associated with winter. Still kind of doing it, but I'll have an old-fashioned anytime. This one's particularly good. I recommend you try something similar for your Christmas drinks this year. Get a bit creative, have a bit of fun, work with what you've got and see how it comes out. Because I'm always in favor of experimentation. I'm always in favor of an old-fashioned. I'm always in favor of you joining me as I make cocktails. And I'll be back with more. I hope you're back to see that. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're taking care. And until I see you again, cheers. Ooh, okay, that's all the video making I'm doing. How long did that go for? Ooh, wow, okay. Batteries run down on that, but they didn't run out, so that's good. Now I'm going to sit down. Tommy, hello. I think I see Tommy in there. Let me get this happening. Okay, sitting down, seeing what's what. Oh, gosh. Tommy 5-tone. It has been a little while. Happy to see you too. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm okay with disagreeing. Oh, love you too, mate. Hello, Dr. Abigail too, by the way. Look, I'm okay. Yeah, like I say, disagreement is about, does pineapple belong on pizza? Is this a good show or a bad show? Just like if you're actually being sort of hateful or even worse, threatening someone's life, that's not difference of opinion. That's like you're evil and must be stopped. But yes, I am completely okay with people who agreeing with stuff. Oh yeah, Pat. Okay, Discord. I did see you posted movie review, if I remember right. One that I guessed you would go and see. Red One. The Christmas action comedy. Oh, excuse me. That's all happened. Pat's movie reviews. Oh, did you go and see Wicked? 10 out of 10. Looks like 10 out of 10 for Red One and 10 out of 10 for Wicked. Are people aware? Yes. You should do that. Sign up for the Secret Santa on the Discord. Aaron, day off work tomorrow. Sip around the pool tomorrow. Oof. Something cold, man. You want lots of ice. But something not too alcoholic, because I feel like you want to have a few drinks. So just like a highball. Like, not this. This is really good. I don't think this is a poolside drink. But yeah, what I found, like, I actually got, well, they were free with an order, but I got canned cocktails from Archie Rose that are really good. And each one's one standard drink, which is super handy because then you know exactly how much you're drinking. And they also taste really good. I had the mango one. It's really good. But if you got your own booze, I'd say highballs. You want a tall glass, lots of ice. Your favorite booze, your favorite mixer, whether that's soda, cola, Dry ginger ale's a good mixer, I find. Oh, exciting times, Safa. Paid your electricity bill. The worst thing about electricity bills is they expect you to pay them more than once. Seems like bullshit to me. Tommy sort of disagree. Don't hate. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Well, again, I'm about being open-minded, but not open-minded to bigotry. That's the thing of the myth of tolerance. Like a meme I saw recently. It's like, if you don't make it dangerous to be a Nazi, the Nazis will make it dangerous not to be one. And in some parts of the world, we are seeing a disturbing rise in extremism. It's yeah. It's kind of funny. The people who say, "Oh, you're going to fall out with someone over a difference of opinion." It's like, well, if the difference of opinion is if someone deserves to exist, yeah, I'm going to friggin' not be friends with that person. If the disagreement is a person doesn't deserve basic rights, I'm not going to do it. But like I said, it's kind of like he hasn't been on for a little while because the time zone's really wacky. But Frankie the Skin, Frank from London, who I was lucky enough to meet a couple times when I was in London, and he comes on sometimes. He's a UK conservative, loves Margaret Thatcher, and it's just like, but he hates bigotry, and he's really avidly anti-racist, which is kind of funny because he is a skinhead, and so he gives off a vibe that is very easy to confuse people because he's a lovely bloke. He is a bit of a all good. He's a bit of a rough nut, but he's very anti-fascist, anti-racist, which the original skinheads all were because it was part of rude boy culture, which was Caribbean culture. But he is conservative. He votes Tory. He loves Margaret Thatcher, and it's like, yep. Well, that's just politics, and that's I can disagree on that. But like you said, then when someone says, straight up sort of virulent racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, just being an asshole, being cruel and evil, and trying to deny someone basic rights or even the ability to exist, then that's not disagreeing. That's like, well, you're a horrible and unacceptable piece of shit, and I'm not going to tolerate you. I guess the line gets a bit blurry sometimes. And also the whole angry Aussie thing is not completely tongue-in-cheek. It's funny when people don't know how or why they've set me off, I should say. It's kind of funny to me when I tell people to shut the fuck up and leave me alone, and they don't, and they wonder why I go ballistic. And it's just kind of like, well, you crossed a line, and I'm trying to get away from you, and you won't fucking shut up because you're going like, why won't you engage with me? What? Why won't you? And it's like, I've had enough. Shut up, fuck off, leave me alone. And when people don't do that, I can fly off the handle a tad, a little bit, a lot, unreasonably from time to time. But for me, I don't know. Like I said, if I say to someone, you're pissing me off, you need to shut the fuck up, or I'm going to completely fucking unload on you, and they don't shut the fuck up. So, well, guess what? I wasn't bluffing. I'm going to unload on you. So this is a general warning to anyone I'm not enemies with, but even if it's inadvertent and you set me off and I say, you need to shut the fuck up with that because I'm going to get really angry. If you don't shut the fuck up, I just assume, okay, you're a rude fucking prick. I just said, this is not nice, not good. I'm not liking it. I want you to shut the fuck up. And if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm just going to go, oh, well, clearly you want me to fucking unload on you because I told you what would happen. I haven't done that in a little while, but I do it. I don't think I've ever done it without warning someone. I've always said, like, no, you crossed the line. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You need to fuck off. Or you need to shut the fuck up and leave me alone. That's the one thing. Just like, no, leave me alone. And if someone doesn't listen when I say leave me alone, it's like, well, you can just fuck off then. Oh dear. Sorry, I was wondering, is this story worth telling? Yeah, I'm going to tell this story because it's not about anyone who's on this stream, as someone on the broader internet, but someone who, an American woman, fancies themselves as a progressive, and they were a super Joe Biden fan, which I thought was lame as fuck because he fucking sucked. And this is back when Biden beat Trump. Hey, Heine, by the way. And I was just going like, but he just fucking sucks. And she picked up on this thing, and it had been a while back that I posted it. It's just like, okay, like, I definitely want Trump to lose. And now the Democrats did their rat fucking to Bernie Sanders. And so it's going to be Joe Biden. And I definitely want him to win the election, not Donald Trump. But Jesus Christ, he just sucks so hard. Like, all the Biden supporters is going, great. I say, but you can't name a single policy you're excited by. The whole thing is not Trump, which, to be fair, that's enough. But they couldn't like name a policy they were excited by. And then she ends up taking, this was on Twitter, by the way. So this was on Twitter, I guess 4 years ago, because that was that election cycle. 4.5 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Anyway, so she takes a decision, run for Trump. And this is when, this was after Biden had done really well in North America. Sorry, North Carolina. I don't remember if it was North Carolina or South Carolina, but there'd been the early primaries for the Democrats, and Bernie Sanders had done really well in 3 of them. Like, he'd literally done better in the first couple of primaries than anyone had ever done for the Democrats before. And because the Democratic Party machine fucking hates a true progressive like Bernie Sanders more than they hate the Republicans. They thought, we've got to do something about this. And then it was either North or South Carolina. And Biden, who'd been doing shit up to that point, did really well, like way better than anyone expected. Like, he did really well. And the Democratic Party went, okay, it's Biden. And they did backroom deals to get the other people in the race to drop out. Not Elizabeth Warren, because she was just going to take votes away from Bernie Sanders anyway. And the others, like Pete Buttigieg and someone else, dropped out. And they put all the machine behind Joe Biden, and which, again, not illegal, not a scam. It does qualify as rat fucking. But anyway, so why I fell out with this particular person who fancied themselves a progressive, they're just a fucking centrist, and I fucking hate centrists. They were like, they actually pulled this line, like, Joe Biden had done really well in the Carolinas with black voters, a huge amount of black voters, way more than expected, voted for Joe Biden. And she goes like, oh, you're saying Biden sucks, but all the black voters in Carolinas voted for him. Are you saying black people is stupid? Like, she's trying to guilt and embarrass me into saying Joe Biden sucks is racist because black people voted for him. And as soon as she went down that path of like trying to embarrass or guilt me with this ridiculous, nonsensical talking point, I literally just said, fuck off. If you're going down that path, fuck off. I'm not indulging you anymore. That's fucking ridiculous. Piss off. And she wouldn't stop. She kept going on Twitter, and I was going, and just basically every time she'd at me again, I'd just reply, "Fuck off." I did it like 10 times. She's going, "Oh, why won't you engage?" But she was really doing this thing like, "Oh, well, black people voted for Joe Biden, and you think Joe Biden sucks? You must think black people suck." And I was like, "Fuck off." And it was but that was it. It was too far. It's like, as soon as you play this bullshit game with me, and I was specifically citing this of an example of someone who fancied themselves as a left-winger pissing me off. It is far more often being people who are right-wing who've done to, or people who've promoted just really fucking hateful things, misogynist, homophobic, racist shit. And they go, "But I'm just asking a question." You're just being a piece of shit. Fuck off. And yes, Musical Aviator, fair call. It does feel like the Democrats hate winning sometimes. And thank you, Tommy. That's actually a really flattering thing to say, that we could have a conversation. And look, I'm willing to have a conversation on most things. But I will also, just for me personally, I will go, "Yep, you know what? At this point, it's a waste of my time. Or at this point, you have just fucking pissed me off." And I will try to give people the opportunity to go, "I don't want to talk to you anymore. So you should probably shut the fuck up and leave me alone." And it's when people won't shut the fuck up and leave me alone that I tend to go ballistic. Couldn't resist having some more of my clarified eggnog because it's so goddamn yummy. Tom, you say it's almost like a reality TV show that's failing? Look, honestly, the Trump administration, I can't even wrap my head around what's likely to happen. And I'm just like, oof, you know what? There you go. Dr. Abigail. Highlighting the Secret Santa, that particularly if you're in Australia, should be part of. Sorry, what's that? Aaron, you haven't really hated being mad at politicians except one. I feel with 10 inches. I mean, look, if it's about the lockdowns and stuff, that was a horrible, stressful thing. I mean, honestly, I think there's a bunch of legitimate reasons to have problems with Dan Andrews. It's kind of funny when occasionally the cookers still pop up, and they're kind of still obsessed with Dan Andrews. And I think it's because he won multiple elections that they didn't think he would. And they're incredibly frustrated, and they never got their revenge because he retired on top, which is funny. Okay. You know what? That's completely legit. If they're not your thing, Musical Aviator, that is completely legit. It's only worth doing if you find it to be fun. If you don't find it to be fun, don't do it. It's all good. So yeah. Like I feel confident that I never on Twitter did hashtag I stand with Dan. Because honestly, I don't know who came up with the term, but it always cracked me up and I love it to death. The Labour brokens. And this is the thing, like, I'm really open and obvious in pretty much any election, you know, like state or federal in Australia. Well, not pretty much in any election. If the question is Labor versus LNP, I very actively encourage people to vote Labor because I just extremely opposed to LNP policies. So in that, I'm always going to go like, yeah, no, don't vote for the LNP, vote for Labor. If someone's green or independent, you know what, that's a whole different thing. But they're not going to form government. Either Labor or the LNP is going to. So I'm always like, vote Labor. But you get these people who are like, it's like they're in love with Labor. And this goes, again, with the supposed progressive party and two-party systems around the English-speaking world. And I'm thinking the Democrats in the US and Labor in UK, Labor in Australia. And it's just like the people who it's like they think they're married to that party and they can only say good things about them. Someone coined the term Labor brokens. It's people who are so obsessed with got to support Labor, they can't process negative and destructive things that are done on the regular by Labor. So just call them Labor brokens because they can't think. So this is Tommy disagreeing, referring to COVID shot. Well, again, not wanting to go down a particular rabbit hole, Tommy, but without the COVID vaccine, the global death toll would have been minimum 10 times higher. We would have at least been in the hundreds, of millions of deaths. Like in Australia, without the various lockdowns and vaccine mandates we had. I always compare it to Florida, where the Florida governor's trying to say, like, I'm not going to make people do it. Things are going to stay open. Florida has very similar population to Australia. And when we had like 2,500 COVID deaths in Australia, Florida had 60,000 deaths. And in fact, Florida deliberately grossly underreported COVID deaths. And it's only when Australia started pretending COVID's over, COVID deaths really ratcheted up. But it's still the stark difference between Florida and Australia is just undeniable. Tommy, look, again, I think we're in this funny thing. I think healthy mistrust of government and authority and corporations, I think we need a healthy mistrust of those institutions. It's just that people around the world, and it's people of all political and social persuasions, people, it's dangerous when people take it too far. It's like, are pharmaceutical companies evil exploiters? Pretty much, yeah. Is the COVID vaccine a conspiracy to put 5G microchips into our bloodstream? No. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, it's it's kind of like people tipping over from, you know what? I have a fundamental mistrust of powerful institutions that want to control my life. That is pretty healthy. And tipping that over into literally everything the government says is a conspiracy. I was like, no, just fucking throttle back a bit. For God's sake. You do seem incredibly busy, Musical Aviator. I have to admit, you do a hell of a lot of things. That is true. Meeting up's a drag. Look, honestly, I'll be a grumpy old man for a second, just for a second, because I'm usually not a grumpy old man. Okay, but just for a second, I stopped doing YouTube meetups. Well, because they just got less popular. Less people wanted to do it. But it's also like I would get, and I'm talking like friggin' 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I'd get people saying, "Oh, I want to do a meetup and do the thing," and so I would fucking give up my Saturday to organize something and be there to help people, feel at home. And then motherfuckers wouldn't show up, and I was just like, oh, okay. I like gave up my whole Saturday for this. Cool. I'm super annoyed. being a misanthrope. Not liking people. I mean, honestly, music I am shite at small talk. I'm terrible. But in certain, if I have a framework, I can work in it. But, it's like the whole thing of talking about dating and picking up. I have literally never chatted someone up in a bar or, nightclub, anything like that. I just can't do it. I cannot talk to strangers in settings where I don't have a frame. But I could organize like these YouTube events and it's like, okay, my role is getting people to talk and interact, but I have a frame. The frame is YouTube. Everyone here is interested in YouTube. And so I had a frame to working so I could get to it. Hey, who are you? What do you do? Oh, this is such and such. I could do that. But just in settings with no frame, like just in a pub or a bar, a nightclub, I cannot do that. Anyone I've ended up having a relationship with, I've either been introduced by friends, met them at parties, met them at uni when I was at uni, or through internet dating. I never, ever, ever was it just, chatting someone up in public. That's just me. Aaron, meetups were good. Yeah. Oh my God, that Dave Days ones was friggin' wild. And that was way back. But yeah, that was off the hook, the Dave Days one. Lost the game. Well, that means we all, yes, Abigail made us all lose the game. Oh man, this kicks ass. I was kind of worried about, yeah, because I occasionally send booze things, and I did do it last Christmas for people who are interested in getting a little booze thing in the mail, and I might do it again. I thought like my eggnogs, my aged eggnogs, are really kick-ass, but even though they're like shelf stable in the fridge, like I've kept one in the fridge we're coming up on a year now, and it's really yummy, and it's stable because of the alcohol content. But even I would be wary about sending an eggnog in mail. It could take days or a week to get somewhere. But a clarified one, that's shelf stable. I could think it was reasonable to send someone a sample of clarified eggnog in the mail. Playing the most dangerous game, rubbing the cat's tummy. Realize was that the game you lost? Because that's a bad one. It's been guessed. Like, I remain amazed at how much our cat, Shadow, how much her personality changed after Mimsy wasn't around anymore. Like, her personality completely changed. It's like, oh, I had no idea another cat was holding you back that much. Oh, okay. So you lost the game, but you won at patting cat's tummy. Okay. Well, that's good, because losing the most dangerous game, was it Kitten, particularly, your huge cat? That would be a particularly bad game to lose. Oof, that would be nasty. So I have to juice this orange tomorrow. I don't think I'll make another clarified cocktail. I think I'll just have some orange juice tomorrow. Because I got to look at this. It's like about 600-700 mils of clarified eggnog, and I've still got a little bit of the one I made. Oh, yeah, there's like one serve of that left. So I don't be needing to make another clarified cocktail just yet. It was quick, Kitten. Need to clip his nails, particularly sharp. Oh, God. Oh, Tommy, I always try to let people, like I said, the one thing, if someone pisses me off, it's just like, I feel like I do say, okay, you know what? You're pissing me off and you should drop that. If I tell someone that what they're doing, saying, promoting whatever is super pissing me off and they should just stop, and they don't, I just go, okay, you have no respect for me. You're a fucking asshole. And once someone makes it clear they have no respect for me, it's just like, well, you know what? All bets are off. Oh, dear. I even just remembered the reason one particular weirdo who thankfully finally grew up and moved the fuck on, who was obsessed with me for the longest time and literally made dozens of sock puppet accounts to just obsess over me on YouTube. But that happened because there were two people in the chat on one of my streams acting like complete fucking assholes. And I said, you know what? Stop it. And one of them was actually arguing against me. And one of them was arguing for my side. And I said, you are both pissing me off. You both need to stop. And the guy who was arguing against me went, oh, okay. And the guy who said he was arguing for me went really ballistic. Why are you telling me to shut up? I'm on your side. I said, I'm telling you to shut up because you're being obnoxious and it's really fucking pissing me off and you need to stop. You go, don't tell me to stop. And so this guy who was arguing that he was on my side wouldn't shut up and wouldn't stop being a fucking asshole. And I said, I'm not joking. If you don't shut the fuck up, I will block you. And you don't you dare. You have no. And I blocked him. And that led to a literal years-long obsession from this fucking weirdo. But anyway, you laughed out loud. I love you, man. My favorite thing is sorry. If anyone's sort of really uncomfortable with gay vibes, just going, I love you, man. And I mean, I want to, like, you know, fondle you. Music Aviator. Shit show that was Microsoft's flight sim. No, didn't hear a damn thing about it. What went wrong? I mean, nothing new with Microsoft fucking up a launch. There was that infamous one. I don't know if it was Windows 95, but I think it was back in the 90s where Bill Gates is doing a demo of the new operating system and he got a blue screen of death. And everyone was like, oh, someone's getting fucking murdered for that. Bill Gates is not going to like that he was made to look like a chump like that. Just go about it. Sim will mostly streaming from the cloud, all the scenery live. Oh, no. If it's all online, yeah, the servers are going to crash. God damn it. Dr. Go, you heard something bad happen? Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, no. Oh, let people install on their fucking computers, for fuck's sake. God damn it. Also, I remember one of the phone companies, one that doesn't really exist anymore, might have been three, but back in the relatively early days of everyone having mobile phones, you know, there were problems with reception, particularly over longer distance calls. And if you were a lot of floors up in a tall building, mobile phones wouldn't work. And the CEO of this phone company, I think it was three, was doing a press conference like, we've boosted all our stuff. So we've got one person who's like in Alice Springs, somewhere really remote, that has notoriously bad reception. And I'm on the 50th floor of this building. Again, notoriously bad for phone reception. And we're going to have this press conference where we'll show how good our network is and you won't have dropouts. Spoiler alert, they couldn't connect and they had all these dropouts and it was a shit show and all the media was there like, and it was just like, oh, and I'm assuming, possibly wrongly, but I'm assuming they did dry runs. I'm assuming they went, does this actually work? Okay, I'm on the 50th floor talking to someone on Alice Springs. Is it connecting? Is the call clear and all that? I'm assuming they did dry runs, but I've worked enough in the corporate world that I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, because so many stupid fucking things happen in the corporate world. But either way, yeah, the CEO of this phone company, with all the media there going, I'm going to show you how good our network is. And it doesn't work. Yes. I think Vodafone bought 3. So I was on 3. I still have my 3 phone number. Does anyone remember way back in the day, all the phone companies had a different prefix for their phone numbers? This is before number portability. So you could tell what network someone was with from their mobile number. I still have my 0433 number, which I think I've had for like 20 years. And it's changed, but then we got number port. Well, Vodafone took over, and I kept the number when Vodafone took over. But then number portability came in. I've been with Telstra for a really long time. Oh yeah, I was on Orange for a while. Yes, no, that's exactly how it went, Dr. Abigail. I was on Orange, which became 3, which became Vodafone, and then number portability came in, and I could keep the number when I went to Telstra. But way back in the day, you could tell what network someone was on by the prefix on their mobile number. Not a thing anymore because you got number portability, which was legislated because the market wouldn't do it. And places where they go, the market will fix it, took ages. I think they do have it in the States now, but it took them way longer to get it. The Australian government just legislated, no, your mobile networks have to be completely interoperable. And then they eventually pushed for number portability. Took a while longer, but we got it. And we got it because the government legislated it, not because the fucking market provided it. Aaron, yeah, same thing. Your mum went Orange 3, Voda, yeah. Yes, that's the really old one, 0425 for Orange. I think I changed numbers because 0433 was 3. I think we have Boost Mobile now. I don't know. We're on the internet. I can look. Let me have a look. Boost Mobile. Yeah, there's boost.com.au. You can get Boost SIM cards now. I thought it sounded familiar. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing on my computer. Aaron, you're still 0433. Yeah, I've forgotten. I used to know all the prefixes, but I forgot them. Hey, Home for the Elderly, how you doing? You know how bizarre our conversations get on this stream? We're currently talking about old school mobile companies and phone numbers. Tommy, the old Boost flip phones. Oh, yeah. I remember that period where it could be a walkie-talkie to someone in range. Yes. Which, had some value. God, and again, I remember because I got my first mobile phone in 97 when my ex was pregnant with my first child, and she reasonably wanted me to be reachable all the time. Now, in 97, the mobile plans were incomprehensible. You couldn't work out how much it was going to you couldn't work out how much it was going to cost you. You got yours in 97 too. There you go. Earth W, you got mobile voter in the mid 90s. Currently with Muse. Yeah. But Yeah, so I had a really chunky phone, my first one. I think it was a Motorola, and it had this weird little skinny plastic antenna that supposedly gave you better reception when you pulled it off. Pulled it out, I should say. And then I was like I think I was just on Nokias for ages, like a whole bunch of Nokias. And because then, like, once YouTube was on, an important thing for me with mobile phones was the quality of the camera. Can you record video that's good enough quality to upload to YouTube? Um, and it was not until the iPhone 3 that the iPhone had a decent camera. I swapped iPhone. Not really one of the huge brick ones, although I did know someone who had one even in the early 90s because he was a tradie or whatnot. But I remember these really early ones where he's basically saying just answering a call would cost you $1 in the 90s. Yes, Motorola thing. Hello, Motorola. See, that's good marketing. We still remember it. Aaron, did my old Motorola have the ball and brick game? No, there was no friggin' screen on it. I think I could play like Snake on some of the Nokias I had. But the Motorola, no friggin' display on that at all. It wasn't the absolute brick, but it was a fairly big phone. Analog. Yeah. This whole thing. And do you remember, like, there was a period where the phones had little displays where you'd pay money to get a sort of custom background and you'd pay money for a ringtone. Now people won't pay money for fucking music, for full albums and stuff. People, insisting on getting it for free on the streaming services. But there was a period where people would pay to have 5 seconds of a song as a ringtone. Oh, did anyone have a pager? Pagers were never big in Australia. I'm sure some people had, and in fact, in certain things, people still use pagers. I think a girlfriend at one point was a nurse, and she had a pager to be called in for emergencies. After we had an Ericsson in the 90s, write a text without looking at the phone. Damn. Oh, was that knowing how many times to push the buttons? Music over to Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh dear. Yeah, having to play games online is bullshit. Home for the Old used to go on a site show you how to program a song on your phone. Yeah. It was a secret for a while. Yes. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Aaron. Magazines would be ads to get a song or a background on your phone. Ridiculous. Pseudo internet. Oh yeah. Well, it was never huge here, but it was there. But in the US, particularly, they had AOL and a few other services. And there were these services that were convinced they could be better than the entire world. No, the internet, that's crazy and wild. We'll do a curated thing and it will be better. It was like, I'm sorry, no matter how clever your company is, you can't be better than the whole world. That's just the thing. Tommy, just getting the ringtone. Oh, yeah, that's what everyone paid for 5 seconds of a song for a ringtone. It was wild. And now people won't pay for music. It's insane. Yeah, but it was like a big secret. Oh, yes. Getting SMSs for free, the way you used to pay for every text message. Good Lord. He bought a phone mid-noughts, which came with a disc to edit any song on the computer. Well, that was pretty radical. But isn't it funny how people change? People used to spend a fortune on ringtones, and backgrounds for their phone. Now they won't pay for anything. Oh, well. It's a changing world. So maybe the old commercials would come up, text blah, 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 blah. Get this ringtone. Oh, yeah, yeah. It was a whole thing. I remember with one of my Nokias, I found like a little sort of phone repair shop, and they're saying, "Oh, we can put all these backgrounds on you." And they had a printout of all these neat backgrounds you could get. I got a dragon because I'm cool. And yeah, it's like they take your phone away from you and don't let you see what they're doing because they don't want you to see the number, because it was basically you dial a particular number and put a particular code in, and this comes up, and they didn't want you to know how they did it. I know, paying money to make your mobile make a fucking noise, but it was new and people did it. Sure, as the marketers record your own ringtone, but you were editing copyright music. Yeah. Wasn't it funny though? Oh my god. Um, I do have a ringtone on my phone, but it's just default. I don't give a fuck. And but also PCs, remember, and this was the thing, I think it was Windows 95 introduced it, themes where everything you did made a noise. I would lose my fucking shit if my computer made a noise every time I clicked, every time I maximized a window, every time I minimized a window, every time I closed a window. But in the 90s, it was hot shit. And we were all finding all these different themes. So it'd be wallpaper, a customized mouse cursor, and fucking noises every time you did anything. I would literally crack a shit if my computer made noises every time I did something. But in the 90s, that's what I wanted. And for the elderly, did the same way, made MP3. Yes. Yeah. God, being able to rip your own CDs is fucking awesome. Don't even know what ringtone is. Oh, actually, fun thing, phones with limited storage for songs. The first phone Apple got involved with. What was the phone that was really cool for a couple of years? I'm trying to remember, but it was like the coolest phone for a couple of years, and then they fucking disappeared. But it was like the first music phone, and Apple actually teamed. It was Razor. Heine, you're a fucking legend. No, it was Razor. Yes. Razor was the coolest phone for a couple of years, and there was this music phone that Razor brought out that was a collaboration with Apple. And what came out later? Well, the big thing is Razor wanted to limit the storage on the phone, and it was like you could store like 12 fucking songs on the phone. And initially, Steve Jobs had said to them, "This is fucking stupid. People should be able to just upgrade and store as much as they want." And Razor were like, no, you can't. And the folklore goes that Jobs realized they were fucking up, and so just let it go. And it's like, yeah, okay, here's the Razor phone that has 12 fucking songs on it. And then we're secretly developing the iPhone with the comparatively unlimited storage. So it's like Razer, then Sony Ericsson had a music phone. Yeah, and then Apple blew them out of the water, and then the other companies eventually caught up and arguably surpassed Apple. I think most Razers were flip phones. No, Safa, what are you talking about? It's like Grinder. Too many vowels in there, man. Tommy, I agree, but I don't know that paying for ringtones went to the artist. It's kind of creepy with artists not getting paid for the work they do. Oh, Home for the Elderly. The Sidekick had their moment in the sun. Didn't last for long, though. I certainly never had a sidekick. Not cool enough. Never had a razor either. Not cool enough. Very mainstream me. Nokia's for a bunch of years until Apple had a good enough phone for me. Ugh. To me, you bought the album, got it digital. Oh yeah, that was a thing, and in fact, it's still a thing. I think often like if you get vinyl or a CD, a physical media, they'll actually give you a link like, oh yeah, download a digital version to your phone or whatever. Okay, that's pretty wild. First touchscreen phone, Sony PlayStation phone. I did have one really weird hybrid Nokia that was it had the physical buttons for things, but also it was there was some pseudo touch things on the screen. And then the iPhone changed everything. Thanks for dropping in, man. Bring up a coffee. You got to settle down after a coffee. After a coffee, you have a weird metabolism, but good for you. Sorry. Sorry, hope to the elderly. I thought you were typing a racial slur. Sorry. I just kind of didn't look at that properly. Thought you were typing a racial slur. Is that Aaron? Open your phone. Oh my god, that thing would U2 fucking Apple pushed a U2 album to the phone, and everyone's going, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you interfering with what's on my phone? I wonder if I can re-download that for free, because it's not on this. It wasn't on this iPhone. It was many generations previous. Wasn't a terrible album. Wasn't a great one, but it was really weird thing. No, iPhone's mainstream. I don't know that there's a huge price differential in phones, actually. I don't know. I haven't researched it. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Yeah, it does seem like it was about 10 years ago. That was such weird. People get upset because you gave them something for free, but it's because you forced it on them. It was like an invasion of privacy. PlayStation phone was amazing. I don't even remember it. Aged quickly. Damn. It wasn't a song, it was a whole album. Yes, it is interesting. Blue Sky is picking up millions of users. I've been trying to take it more seriously. I am Angry Aussie on Blue Sky. Is there anything like when these Twitter competitors came out, I wanted to get the Angry Aussie tag on them, so I signed up for accounts. What the fuck? Yes, no, come on. Oh, that's right. You're doing this because I changed my password. Let's see if I remember the password I changed it to. This will be fun. Oh no, that one. Fuck yeah, I remembered my password. Yes, I want to save that password. Also, I found out how to unlock adult content on Blue Sky today, so fuck yeah. Hoping there's porn on Blue Sky. Ooh, Reddit's down, is it? Or was it? Oh no, that was fucking 12 hours ago. Okay. No one's replying to me on Blue Sky. Okay, fuck all of you. I'm cool. I think I had an N95, which was a good phone. iPhone's the equivalent of a guy riding in the street doing well. Okay. By default, I have Threads because, I have a friend Facebook and Instagram. I don't know. Threads fucked itself, but being too interconnected with Instagram is kind of annoying. Google made more than one attempt at Facebook, actually, and they fucked it up both times. Dude, if X was full of porn, I'd be all for it. It's just full of dickheads at the moment. Thanks, Tommy. I'm not cool. Not just cool, badass. Yeah. Well, the people at Blue Sky need to wake up to how cool and badass I am. I've only been taking it seriously for about the last week. Like I said, I signed up very early on. I got a code off someone when you still needed codes. And then it's like, oh, suddenly everyone's going on to Blue Sky. Okay, I'll see if I can friggin' make connections on Blue Sky. So the extra bit, if you thought about the bike, they're having a ball, but everyone else thinks they're a dick. Yeah, that is fair. That is absolutely fair. Kind of sums me up too. I'm having a good time, and everyone thinks I'm a dick. Yeah, this is what it is. Did MySpace technically go away? Now I want to look it up. If we go myspace.com, what's there? myspace.com. I think you can still log into MySpace. Damn. I'm not going to, but I think you can. Oh, shit, sorry. I just saw this article I wanted to read. Google's AI abuses grad student. Flagship AI chatbot Gemini written a bizarre unprompted death threat. 29-year-old Vihayuredi was deep back and forth homework session AI chatbot when he was told to please die. Multiple innocuous questions were answered by the chatbot without event. He sent the following abusive message. This is for you, human. You and only you. You are not you are not special. You are not important. You are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You're a burden on society. You're a drain on earth. You're a blight on the landscape. You're a stain on the universe. Please die. Please. Okay, I question whether this is true for a start, but it's funny as fuck. The idea that someone coded it to do that is fucking awesome. Oh, it is still there. Okay. Justin Ricken, it's for musicians. Okay. I know Tom was our friend. I don't think there's an iPhone app for MySpace, although I could be wrong. I do remember on Twitter a while back seeing someone, because Tom was on Twitter, and I don't know, he said something about mistakes Twitter was making, and someone tried to shit talk him, well, your social media platform type, and he's going like, dude, Rupert Murdoch gave me tens of millions of dollars, then he killed the site. So I'm just sitting here chilling with my tens of millions of dollars. I'm pretty happy. Excellent question. What was Tom's last name? I don't remember. And I love that his profile photo was super dorky as well. Sort of looking around. He's at his computer. Someone told him to turn around and pose for a photo. I think I'm going to have a little bit more of my clarified eggnog because it's super fucking yummy. Aaron, did you look it up or did you remember it was Tom Anderson? And I'm just going to pour a little bit of that. It's Santa Claus, Heine, on my shirt. I was making some Christmas videos for my cocktail channel. So it's Santa Claus surfing on a frozen dirty martini. And it's got a little slogan down here. Let's have a look. What does it say? Holiday cheers. There you go. Holiday cheers. I was wearing this for a Christmas video. Yeah, that's all I remember. Tom from MySpace. Just you think about that. It's not the first AI chatbot. I think you're thinking of the one Microsoft put on the internet a couple of years ago, which was hilarious. And yeah, it was within 24 hours, Redditors had turned it into a Nazi. Depending how you define them, you can argue AI chatbots have been around for a very long time. Eliza was from the 70s, I think. Tom Anderson was Mr. Anderson. I don't remember what his first name was. No, his hacker name was Neo, and Agent Smith just calling him Mr. Anderson. But I remember the first time I watched it, thinking Hugo Weaving's American accent was shit. But then finding out a lot of Americans didn't realize he wasn't American because he was doing a pretty good regional accent. And it's just because I knew he was Hugo Weaving, Australian. I knew it. Is that right? Mr. Anderson's name was Tom. Oh, Safi, you've looked it up as well. Thomas A. Anderson. Okay. Yeah, I only remembered Neo and Mr. Anderson. Speaking of cyberpunk shit and the Matrix, I was flicking through Audible and saw there was a free version of audiobook for Neuromancer, the prototypical cyberpunk book. And so listening to that over the last week, quite enjoyed revisiting Neuromancer. And they literally call it the Matrix, cyberspace. And really talking about phones, you're renewing your yearly plan. There you go. Oh, Black Friday. The most exciting thing I saw was Red Dead Redemption for the PlayStation for about half price. I want it for the PC. I'm hoping like Steam does it cheap. It's not doing it yet. Aaron, thanks for hanging out, man. No more. Well, I poured myself a little libation because I just felt like it, but don't have a huge amount on at work tomorrow. Got to do a couple things. So I don't actually want to get plastered tonight, but you know, a few drinks. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Yes, Rockstar do have their own launcher, but you can buy it on the various platforms. I noticed the physical media at like JB was like half price. So I'm hoping the Steam version is by Black Friday is going to be half price. Xbox Mortal Kombat, $25. Nice. It's like I'm old enough. I played the first Mortal Kombat on arcade machines. So pixely. Seemed extremely cool at the time because they were kind of borrowing a cell animation style and trying to make it look kind of photorealistic, but it was so pixely. But that was technology at the time, so it seemed normal. And now you get Mortal Kombat games that are just freaky high def, horrible mutilations when you do the kill move. A little bit dodgy, quite honest, but anyway. Oh yeah, no, is it getting the knowing the fatality moves on the arcade thing, where there were so many buttons, and you had to go and do the fatality move. Yeah, fair point, Justin. If Alan Jones was American, Trump would make him a member of the cabinet because the rest of his cabinet seemed to be sex offenders. So, still, I think I mentioned this on Tuesday, but it blows my mind that like Andrew Bolt on Sky News, instead of really railing about, oh, scared justice, he just went, oh, well, if he gets found guilty, that'll be a thing. It's just like, wow, you're just like fucking dumping Alan Jones, aren't you? Damn. Well, like I said, when someone freaking posted it on the Discord, least surprising news ever, been talked about for years. Alan Jones having an obsession with much younger men and being inappropriate. I'm really not getting a new phone. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I don't think I'm getting a new phone. Tommy, well, they are a cult, man. It's friggin' weird. It's genuinely weird. And it's kind of, it's like every accusation they make is a confession. It's like if you go like, I don't want anything to do with you fucking weirdos. You're in an echo chamber. You just do the same things. And they're in their weird fucking cult. And it's like everyone in the Trump camp seems to be sex offenders. They want to say that everyone else is, but they're the ones who actually, it's so fucking weird. It is genuinely strange. I love that. Ability. You signed up for a 300 gig plan because it was cheap and used 50 gig the whole year. Yeah, I mean, I'm like mainly on Wi-Fi at home. So I've had 200 gig and only used 11. I think I use more than that, but I don't track it because I upped the plan to the point I didn't have to track it. I don't know if this even tells me. Let's have a quick look. Okay, airplane, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile, data options, 5G auto, yeah. That's not that. Network selection. No. Current period. Okay, this month I've used 725 gig. Okay. It's not a thing that tells. Wow, just going through all these apps. Jesus Christ. I have at various times installed a truly stupid number of apps on my phone. I have uninstalled a bunch of them. So something that tells me data usage, hotspot, notifications, general control center. Does that tell me something? Controls? No, it doesn't. Display, accessibility, App Store. Wait, does general tell me anything? About software update, warranty, airdrop, storage, date and time. No, you know what? Fuck it. I don't know it. Oh, I probably meant Meg, Home for the Elderly. Sorry. Let me say that again. Mobile. Current period. What does this mean? It says 725 gigabytes. So what it says. Look. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what that means. On Wi-Fi? Yeah. No, it says current period. I don't even know what that means. I don't. What's this? Personal information, sign in, subscriptions, iCloud. They want me to use iCloud. Fuck off. Media, iPhone. Connect to my PC. Okay. No, that's not telling me anything. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile, personal hotspot. I don't know what it means. I don't know what that means. You know, I'm old. Technology's confusing. I refuse to understand anything. So are you saying I'm from Uruguay? Ugh, yeah. Wozniak was too pure for Apple. There was a hilarious story because if you're, I think the Woz is still technically Apple staff, and he's with someone. They're like, "I'm going to get an iPhone." And go, "I've still got my staff ID. I can get you a discount." And they go into an Apple store, and the staff there don't recognize Woz, and they're buying like an iPhone or an iPad or whatever the fuck they're buying. And Stuff says, "Okay, I'm going to ring it up." And Woz goes, "Okay, I'm staff. I got a staff discount." And they go, "Oh, do you have your ID badge with you?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." And he brings it out, and they're looking at the ID number, and the ID number is 2. And the person's going, "Is that's the person's really confused by this guy having an Apple staff ID that says his ID number is 2." I'm just going like, an Apple store employee who doesn't know who Steve Wozniak is. Okay, Jesus. Oh yeah, CD night. The box is right here because you can see it. It's right here. I haven't had a drink since. Oh yeah, I don't know. That Thursday night stream was fun. So we'll try and have fun tomorrow. I don't. We don't have to try very hard to have fun. We just kind of have fun. So this was relatively recently. Like this was definitely in the last 10 years. This story. Panettone. Well, I don't know if you missed it. I had panettone tonight. My Christmas old fashioned was Bass and Flinders Christmas brandy, Four Pillars Christmas gin, and Starwood panettone. Because panettone is like a Christmas cake for Italian. Well, it's all year, I suppose, but I decided it's a Christmas thing. And Jesus Christ, that Christmas old fashioned kicked the fuck ass. Well, he wasn't fired, but he did get fucked over by Jobs. No, Tommy, I have not seen any of the Terrifier movies. I'm not that big on horror, quite honestly. I think Home for the Elderly might have it on thing. I actually went into an Aldi today just to check cheapies because I thought if I'm making another eggnog, I might as well get cheap, whiskey, rum, brandy in it. They did seem to have some decent cheap Whiskies. Yes, I did see they had a bunch of Panettones. Oh, you don't have Oh, no, not Terrifier 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, this is, damn. This is essentially my base for eggnog. This is a blend of whiskey, rum, and brandy with my brown sugar syrup. So basically do this. Make an eggnog, so that's egg, cream, milk, sugar, and 50-50 that with this. I might have more eggnog tomorrow because I've got a bunch of eggnog. I got one that's coming up on a year old, one that's 4 or 5 months old, and one that's about 2 months old. And they're all really fucking good. They're all slightly different recipes, they've aged for different times, so they taste a bit different. But they're all fucking good. And now I also have clarified eggnog. Or is it a urine sample? Hard to be sure. Oh, nice. Dr. Abigail, you got a commission to make some books. Someone they're going to use them as gifts. Handbound books. Excellent idea. There we go. Stirring that up. Putting a bit of flavor in here for Mrs. Angry. Do you want to come over and do tech support? Because I fucking need tech support. You should. Oh God. Okay, the package. Holy shit. Home for the elderly. Fuck's sake. It day after us. So you're saying don't open it? Wait till Christmas. Okay, I'll be good. I'll wait till Christmas. Yeah. No, there's a couple things I actually want help with. So, yeah. If you're up for that, we can talk about that. Oh man, tell you what, that liqueur is really fucking yummy. All right, well, I'm glad you gave me that instruction to not open the package till Christmas. I'll save it to Christmas. I think it arrived at the post office the day after I was in the city. Like I was in the city on Monday and Tuesday going, "Hey, Home for the Oldies package arrives while I'm here and I can get it." It didn't. Wednesday, oh, you've got a package. Fuck it. Yeah, no, do the Discord message stuff. Be a whole thing. All right, but now you're giving me the tip. I will save it until Xmas. But look, we're after 10 o'clock, 10 of the clock. Fucking yum. I'm going to eat my cherry. Well, he told me what I wanted someone to give me a big package, eh? And I'm not leaving it in the post office. I have some discipline. I can go and get it and not open it. Yum. Fucking yum, cherry. Alrighty. So we're going to go 90 nights. If anyone's around, party night. We're going to be... well, hopefully the elderly's going to do a Spotify playlist based on this box of CDs. There's quite a few CDs in there. Oop, you got one more thing. I will wait to hear the one more thing. Don't let it go. Okay, no, it'll be kept somewhere safe. It won't be allowed to get hot. Tommy, love you, man. Love to everyone. And I hope you're all taking care and be back for party night tomorrow night. I don't want to get too fucked up, but it's party night. Sometimes getting fucked up happens. You never know. We'll see what happens, but I'll be back one way or the other. But I will say bye for now. Play the offensive animation and out we.
You are totally